Now I would like to introduce today's speakers, Mary Barnette and Kat Shepard. They both have a very long and extensive work history under their belts, and they are very accomplished. So I will not get into a lot of their stuff, but they both own highly successful marketing businesses and have years of experience and training under their belts. Together, they have a passion to help others by sharing the information they have learned and helping you grow your business. So please welcome Mary and Kat.
Hey, everybody. Hey, before we get started, I know that there's going to be more jumping on because, things happen. So I'd love to know who is here so we can tailor this a little bit to your needs, like what restaurant you're from, or if you're in the industry or a different one. Alana, would you like to say where you're from?
Yes. Hi, good morning. This is Alana. I'm with Happiest Hours. We're actually going to be opening up a wine and spirit shop. So not quite a restaurant, but I still feel like this is going to be a huge value add. We're looking to open this summer. So looking to kind of just see any tips and tricks as far as marketing specifically towards that industry or just in general. I currently run our social media and our marketing at this point. So I'm super curious to see what more I can learn today.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to Corona. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Well, I'll definitely come and visit your place. Awesome. And is it Guido?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I am Guido Totaro. I am from Pampa Empanadas. It's a home kitchen business.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Very cool. Well, welcome. And is there anything specific you're looking for today?
No, to learn how. Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anyone else I can see? I think Tammy is here.
Yeah, Mary, let me just share with you that I'm representing about 3 or 4 different restaurants that could not make it, but they're going to get it later on. So some of the questions that they want, we have one that is a general Americana food service, and they will, they're looking at how they can improve their takeout now that COVID has been lifted. More people are coming in, but their manpower is lower. So any suggestions on what to do? And then the other one is a Mexican restaurant. They're having a little challenge because they don't speak. They feel they don't speak English well enough. I totally understand them. But are there tips that you can do with social media in that arena? And so that's the other one. And then the last one was, we were at a restaurant the other day, and they just said, look, it's going to be at least 5 to 10 minute wait because our staffing shortages that we have. What do you recommend? Is there anything that you feel that should be posted or things that you can do social media wise to bring that awareness? Thank you.
Okay, awesome. I think, and Tammy and Stephanie work for the chamber. So welcome, you guys. Awesome. And today I'm going to be talking more about mobile and social marketing, which are my specialty. And Kat is going to be speaking more on Google and email marketing. So if you have any questions in those areas, please pop them in the chat so we can answer live. That's the whole benefit of being live, because you can ask something off the cuff and get an answer right away. And then, of course, we'll be sharing this information out. So we flipped a coin, and I guess I'm going first. But Kat, is there anything you want to say before we get started?
No, I'll let you go first, and then I'll follow up.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, well, let us go. I will share my screen. Let's see here. And of course, when I do that, it goes away. So hold on, let me share my screen first. You can see the mess that my desk is. I'm one of those people who just love to keep everything just in case, right? Okay. Here we go. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Okay, so basically, I'm here to help you use social media to grow a list of paying customers. I want you to use social media, but I know you don't want to spend your whole life there. You guys are busy. You have things to do. So I think we all would agree that we don't want to have our life kind of sucked away by being on Facebook all the time. And so I'm going to give you some techniques on how to kind of get around that. Who the heck am I? So I've been around, as Anthony sweetly said, I've been around a little while. My business is 34 years old, and I'm only 35. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I've been around for a while, so I have a little bit of experience. We're so proud to be able to work with a variety of companies, a lot here in Corona. And I was privileged to be the founder of the Flag of Corona, which I partnered with the Chamber actually. And we were giving money from this community, donated money to give to the restaurants so they could deliver food to our frontline heroes, police, fire, senior homes, hospitals. It was actually such a blessing. We really just were trying to do one more thing to help a restaurant survive. And then the kids made these awesome signs of encouragement, which blessed me, I think, more than anything else. So we would deliver them every Friday with the meals to let them know that the community was behind them, which is awesome. And what the heck do I do? So in a nutshell, I help successful restaurants and business owners and ones struggling with inconsistent sales. They hire me to help them connect directly with their paying customers when they are hungry and ready to buy. Bottom line, I help businesses take back control and make more money. A couple quick success stories. When we first got into mobile in 2007, we built something that in 2009 drove over 93,000 new customers to the Kawasaki dealers, which I'm still very proud of. Here locally, Miguel's, they grew a list of over 76,000 customers. So they actually prospered during the downturn, which was great because they could tell people we're open, we're clean, we deliver, which is awesome. And then Crumbles Cookies, we do text as well as social for them, and they have doubled their profit year over year for the last 3 years. So we're pretty proud of that as well. So story time. And again, if you have any questions, make sure you type them in the chat. So let's just imagine, if you will, you've been posting thought-provoking content every day on your social media for years, right? You go live regularly and showcase your food, your customers, you have dozens of comments and people sharing your content every day. You've created these relationships on your pages. You've shared gold and earned the trust of thousands and thousands of followers. And then one day, poof, your social media gets hacked and you are locked out and your page is gone. Has this ever happened to anybody you know? It has happened to people I know. And what do you do? Like, do you have a backup plan? Do you have a list of names, emails, mobile numbers to reach out to your followers? If you don't, this webinar will really help you because you have to have business insurance, which means you need to build that list so you have control of your business, right? And to have a business asset that if you ever decide to walk away or sell your business, you have something even more valuable to offer to the buyer. So I'm going to have little encouragements for you guys I want this to be really highly interactive. Me and Kat want to be. So if you have, I'm going to ask you to put things in the chat. So we want you to be able to take notes and things like that. So we don't own social media. I think that is the key to this, that when you play in someone else's playground, you have to play by their rules, right? I mean, you can get locked out even for doing something wrong in a Facebook ad. So we just never know, right? And if you get kicked off, you need to have a backup plan. And you obviously want the ability to reach your customers directly and on demand, right? So if that's something you agree in, put heck yeah in the chat. Again, this is also to keep us all awake, right? And please repeat after me and then say I, then state your name. I, Mary, don't own social media. Thank you very much, Bobby. Thank you, Alana. Heck yeah, we don't own social media. So I'm going to go through my BRAVE method and kind of explain a little bit about it. Makes it easier for me to use slides because they keep me on track. Otherwise, I go down a rabbit hole. Squirrel, runs by the room. So BRAVE stands for B, so show up and be seen. So this is really important. You are the answer to someone's prayer. Their prayer for great tapanadas, right? The prayer for a great drink or a place to relax, place to go meet with their friends, place to really connect with their family. You are the answer. And if you don't show up, they don't know to go to your place, right? So it's really important that you show up, right? And so I want you to put, I will show up in the chat. I need you to commit to this because seriously, it's so easy to kind of post and leave, right? But you need to be engaged, right? So if you can block off a certain amount of time of each day, just show up maybe, and I'm going to give you some ideas about what you can do to literally just show up and then hang around a little bit, maybe check back in. And when people comment, answer back. If you set up your notifications on your phone, you should be able to see when people comment. So answer them back, show that you care because you want them to come into your restaurant, right? I will show up. Awesome. Love it. And the second R in Brave is be real and authentic. I think sometimes we think, oh my gosh, I have to be perfect. I have my hair redone and my makeup. And I know you guys have it so easy. Just jump in the shower, jump out, you're fine. But people think, oh, I'm not ready. The lighting is bad. The sound is off or whatever. No, people want to see what it's really like in your kitchen. They want to see that it's, the hustle and bustle. They want to meet your employees. They want to see what it's like to eat in your restaurant, or, be able to sit on the patio, how nice and relaxing it is. They want to see the atmosphere. They want to hear from you, the owner or the manager, and like what you're dealing with that day, and that, hey, there's room here. We would love it. We just got a brand new shipment of lobsters or whatever that you serve. We're so excited. Check out these cute little, I'm just going off lobsters in the tank. Aren't they so cute? Anyways, you could but be real, be goofy. If you are a more serious person, that's fine. Be yourself. But the whole thing is being real. They have actually found, when they've done studies, that how there's videos that you make that are vertical, right? And then there's videos that are horizontal. Okay. Vertical videos, even though they don't look as good, let's say on Facebook, they actually are statistically looked at as more authentic, because you're just popping on your screen and doing it off the cuff, right? Where it's horizontal, people think it's a little bit more staged. But again, it's all in how you do it. But that was kind of an interesting statistic I found. The A is take consistent action. Okay, did we have a little yes? I'll be real. Oh, so put in the chat, I'll be real. Oh, you guys already did it. You're so ahead. I love that. Great, awesome. So the A is take consistent action and give a call to action. So people need to know what to do. They really are looking to be engaged on social media, because the first word in social media is social. They want to be social. They want to see that you are opening and clean, and that you deliver, or you have pickup, or you have this delicious food. They want to see what your food looks like, but then they need to know what to do, right? And people just love direction. So you can say, hey, what do you think of this? Do you prefer pepper jack cheese or Colby jack? You could actually ask questions, get them to answer, right? And then go back and say, oh my gosh, I love that too. Or, oh my gosh, pepper jacks taste so good on our chicken sandwiches or whatever. You have to come in and try one. It's mouth-watering good, something like that. But when you ask people to do something, that way you can actually, you can actually start building a list. So kind of call to action is like you're asking them to do something, either comment on something, or you can ask them to join a list, or do something. And there's usually like a little bit of a what's in it for me, right? So why do you need a call to action? So people need to know what to do next. You need to build a list offline, please. So you have that backup, business insurance. And people want you to follow up with them. So if you offer like, hey, if you want to give this recipe, because again, even though you're giving away the recipe, nobody could make it like you, right? No one has the right spices or the right technique or whatever, and your restaurant will always make it better. But you can say, hey, if you want a recipe to this chicken parmesan or whatever, text this word into this number, or put your email down below, or give it to us in our message bot, right? In our message field, and then we'll send it to you, right? Because they want you to follow up with them. So again, you're already doing it. Say, I will ask, because I think it's kind of scary. I mean, as humans, we never want to bother anybody, and we don't want to be, rude, right? But again, people want that. If they want that recipe, they're willing to give you their phone number or their email number to get that recipe. And it's called an ethical bribe in the marketing world. So on that note, here's my CTA. So if you, and this is just basically, I don't spam you, but it actually shows you how mobile marketing works. So if you text the word brilliant to the number 71441, so you get your phone out. Did I not bring my phone in here? That's crazy. You text the number 71441, and then the message field, you just write the word brilliant and hit send, and you'll see what happens. And the WIIFM is what's in it for me. So you'll actually get a link to a 1-minute quiz to see how much money your business will make with text marketing, which you'll be astonished. It's absolutely crazy. So go ahead and do that. And again, you'll see how texting works, how easy it is. So the V out of Brave is provide value. So I want you to teach something like how to make a recipe, offer encouragement like, oh my gosh, you'll feel so good and you're going to be so great. When you come in here, you'll be so much better of a person by eating our food, something like that. You can inspire and motivate and give them something to talk about, right? So when you're showing off something fun at your base, people are like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm going to share it with my friends, right? So share what you'll do in the chat. So more ideas is you can actually, we're going to get into this next, but I always say rising tides lifts all boats, right? So when in fact, do I have it next? Nope. Okay. You could actually interview your vendors, where you get your fresh cuts of meat. Maybe you have a beverage vendor, like we have the new bar coming in. Maybe, you have one of your distributors are going to come in and they're going to share something really cool about how the bourbon is made. Could totally interview them, right? And that's something you're teaching a little bit of history. You could interview your staff members and say, hey, why do you like working here? Or, oh, is there a funny story about a customer that just came in? Or, what do we do when we're not here? Something like that. People love to get to know the people that they spend their money with. And I think it's awesome. So if you have any ideas of what you want, I will show how to make signature cocktails. That's awesome. Yeah, people love that, especially remember during the lockdown. I remember searching for signature cocktails because I wanted to be fancy. I even bought one of the little muddly things, the bowl with the thing. Yeah, for some reason my thing is over here, so I keep looking. Right, so share something, do something, and people will be like, oh my gosh, and make it shareable. Something like, oh my gosh, all your friends are going to want to know this if they want to be cool. Show them how to make that signature cocktail and you'll be so popular. And then speaking of value, these are some of the values that mobile marketing provides. You can send mobile coupons, reminders, QR codes that can lead to your menu or your mobile site. There's two-way texting in case someone has a question. We can even activate a landline number. So a lot of big corporations are using our service to be able to answer customer service questions through our system. Birthday promos, questionnaires, and polls. Again, it's just a way to get to know your customers, increase that engagement, make them feel, and I know I'm dating myself, like Norm at Cheers. Does anybody watch Cheers? Everybody yelled, Norm, when he'd walk into the bar, right? So you want everyone to feel that they're so welcome and so loved at your place. In fact, we have an interactive and rewarding training coming up called the Mobile Marketing Academy. And if you're interested in that, you can go to anotherBrilliantIdea.com/academy and you can read more about that. And finally, the E in Brave is engage and empower. So as I said before, who can you lift up and promote? Be it a staff member, be it the owner, if you're the manager, maybe it's one of your vendors, or maybe it's a customer that comes in regularly. I know Crumbles Cookies does that a lot. We have them interviewing people who come in every Saturday to buy their cookies for church the next day, or they might have a company meeting, or they give them for awards. They ask them to, please tell us what you feel. And people love testimonials. They want to know from another regular Joe like them that they, this is authentic, it's real, it's good, it's not just some staged commercial, right? And guess what? It's not about you, boo. It's all about lifting up the people around you, and with the wonderful food you create, and the wonderful people who work for you, and the wonderful people that come in and buy from you. And if you can do that, people will see that and they're like, wow, I want to go eat at a place like that. I want to be that around an environment of people who are givers, right, and not takers. And all of this actually increases your visibility, your credibility, and your engagement. So share who you might cheer for in your chat. Like who can you, the very first person that you're going to do this with. Again, could be a staff member, a vendor, or a customer. I hope you do that. Like I said, rising tides lifts all boats. And then these are some ideas I just pulled off a social to promote you and others. So there's actually this great guy named Alan Morgan. I don't think he does it anymore, but he used to go around to restaurants. I think Joel Sabas in our town does this now. He interviews restaurants and shares their stuff. Lots of people will videotape their food and say, oh my gosh, I had the best meal ever. And you can actually encourage your customers to do that. And then there's also radio shows that you can be a guest on. And that's another thing. There's so many podcasts of foodies and local people that like to promote what's going on in their town. Find them. Go find the Peter Dills of the area and say, hey, you know, I have this wonderful thing. I'd love to deliver a meal to you so you can eat it live on air, right? Or invite them to come into your store, like here in the bottom left-hand corner, and serve a meal and film it of their reactions of how good the food is, right? I encourage you to like figure out who you can connect with because it's, again, free advertising. And again, here is my call to action. Text the word brilliant to the number 71441, and you'll actually get, again, the link to get a free quiz. And in 4 hours, you'll get a calendar link because I like to give you a free 15-minute consultation to see, kind of do an audit of your social to see if it's what you want to do. And this is my PSA, public service announcement. Honk if you love Jesus. Text while driving if you want to meet him. So please don't text and drive, okay? So thank you so much for being brave and showing up today. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. And I can't wait to hear Kat's talk because she is absolutely brilliant. So I will stop my share. Oops. Okay. And there we go. Does anybody have any questions now, or you can also just put them in the chat? All my friends and family, I love it. Yes, Guido.
Yes, I want to know, what do you recommend about how many posts you can do in a week? That must be a lot of.
Right. Well, you should at least do, because you're in the consumable market, right? People eat every day. You should post at least once a day. So, you know, be it your special of the day, be it something delicious that maybe you made for like your first customer, or something during the day, just to let people know, oh my gosh, there's something fun happening. So then they also know that you're open.
Okay, yes, because I try to do that because also I am a home business. So I need to show that, okay, I am in the business.
Yes.
But I don't want to be very aggressive like the people have every day, like empanadas, you know?
Well, you know what? I know this sounds crazy, but people have probably more pages that they like besides yours. So they're not going to see your stuff, unfortunately, every single day. Facebook is a profit center, right? And so Mark Zuckerberg, ever since he had a child, he has to feed that child. So that's why my little joke is why he now charges for ads. But literally, it's kind of pay to play. So I think you need to fill your Facebook page, but because you're a home-based business and you are your business, I would say also share on your personal page as well. So you can either post on your business and share it to your personal, or you can kind of do a combination of the same, because your personal page, even though you're not technically supposed to post for business, it definitely gets a higher engagement rate because people love you and they know that you're working hard on your home-based business and they want to support you. But even your friends won't see your posts every day. So just have to let that go, that people are going to get annoyed by you, right? And if someone's getting annoyed by you, they aren't your target audience. But you're like, goodbye.
To tie into that, Mary's right. To tie into that, you got to think about how often you get on Facebook. So you're on Facebook at a certain time. That Facebook post or Instagram post or TikTok post is going to expire. So you're not going to see it because it's going to be gone. So you could really post more than one time a day because of food. People won't see it. People are not going to scroll up and find things. It's just not going to happen that way. And as Mary says, I want to tell you, you have to pay to play in most of these things to be seen in the first place. They're not going to see your post unless you pay to play.
That's why it's important to build your list. So if you have a big thing coming up, like an Easter brunch or a big event that you have, you need to be able to reach out and say, hey, I didn't want you to miss this. We're having a special, and you can send them a little coupon for it or something like that. So I'm sorry, Guido, go ahead.
And is there a specific time that is best to post food in Instagram, for example?
Well, think of it common sense wise. Post it when people are most likely hungry. So if you're your big lunch special, post it about 10:45, 11 o'clock. Then people are like, oh, where should we go to lunch today? Right? Or again, before dinner. That makes most sense. And as Kat said, it expires. It's still going to be on your page, but it won't be fed in front of them at that moment in time. So yes, scheduling it. And you could use schedulers. There's lots of free schedulers out there that you could, like I use Smarter Queue, and there is a free version, but there's also a paid version. There's Later, there's all these kind of things. You just Google social media scheduler. So you can actually preload up everything for the week and have it all go out at 10:45 or at 11 o'clock. And another thing about that, I kind of breezed over it, but consistency is important for the algorithm. So when Facebook sees that you're posting the same time every day, it gives you a little bit more Facebook love, a little more juice. So try to be consistent when you do it. But again, if you have something spontaneously wonderful, go ahead and go, like I would flip your camera on and go live and go, oh my gosh, our chef just made this delicious thing. I just tasted it, and taste it on screen and go, my mouth is watering. I wish you could be tasting this right now. It is so good. You need to order this stuff before we run out today, right? And so you're coming on, you're showing your passion. That's when you can be spontaneous. And I encourage you to do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alana, did you have any questions before Kat?
No questions. I just had a couple comments I threw in the chat. Just one
awesome.
of the things that I have found, I've actually grown our social media page pretty significantly over the last year and a half. And one of the things I found that works is all the things that you're saying: transparency, it's being approachable and relatable. And so I think one of the cool things with your business, Guido, is that you work from home, right? So I think being able to share and show that you're maybe like a family-based business, or that you're in your home, though it's not an actual like empanada photo every time, is you can kind of give like some content and spaces to who you are and what you're about. I think also has done well from my experience.
Yes.
And then a lot with like what you're doing about planning ahead. That's like the biggest thing for me that I still am trying to work on. I use an app as well. But you could do like Empanada Wednesdays or something where you highlight a specific one. And then you could do, like pairing it with something on another day, or like Family Fridays or something like that, to kind of create your rhythm, I think would be helpful too.
I love that, Alana. That is excellent. And you mentioned about the family, and maybe you said Family Friday. Maybe you're having someone from your family pose with a plate of something delicious you just made them for dinner, right? You say this too could be yours for your Sunday dinner. Could make a comment below or DM us for, a link to our order page. So yeah, as much as you can, showcase why you're different. In marketing, it's all about your differentiator, right? What makes you different? Why should they order your food over another home-based business, right? Why should they order your tapenadas versus another, right? You want to be more unique and more interesting. And even though you think, oh, everybody makes those, no, they don't. And they don't make them the way you make them, right? You have just different flavor. You have different recipes down through your family, right? Isn't that true? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what gave you the passion to start your business, right? And not everybody has that passion, but they love food. Everybody loves food.
I try to keep posting every day. I post pictures of empanadas. I post, for example, reviews of clients. I post like I do in the history in the Instagram. I put question and the people answer and do like interaction.
Yes, yes. They love to have their 2 cents. That's why, like I showed you, with our texting software, we put in polls and questionnaires because people love to have their opinion. Like, hey, what do you think we should make this weekend? Pepper jack cheese empanadas or chicken and pork enchilada, whatever. You're like, oh, I want that. And the more you can get them involved and give them the kind of that pride of ownership, the more they're going to want more from you because they feel, like someone who's important to you. So I would like to encourage you guys to do more of that. That's awesome. And again, remember, try to get people offline because you don't want to spend your whole life on there. So, email. And again, Kat's going to talk more about that. Just give them a reason to be able to connect with you so they can, again, join your list, and then you can reach out to them anytime you want. Oh, Alana said, yes, reels. Yeah, reels are awesome. And a lot of people have moved, like they're on TikTok, but they've then share them onto, reels, which is awesome because you're repurposing. But make sure if you do it, put your words in the center, because a lot of people are, doing this, right? But then when they put that on reels, it chops off the top and you're like, what did that say? You're always trying to read them or whatever. So that would be my advice when it comes to reading.
Another quick thing too that I read somewhere on like the creators page on Instagram specifically is that Instagram, this makes sense. They don't like it when the reels though are like have the TikTok watermark. So what I have found is I actually do most of my editing on a separate app to create the video, and then I upload them separately because I think the algorithm can like see the watermark and won't give it like love, which is so crazy. But
they're a little territorial.
You're not doing Reels, Guido. You're gonna have to figure it out. It took me a while to learn and do all of that, but that by far the reach and people is times 10 easy.
Yes, I did my first reel 1 week ago, and yes, I have a lot of people that watch that reel and interaction, and
And it's all about being authentic. So listen, I know we were asking questions. It was awesome for Kat, and she has a little bit more direction in hers. But Kat, I can't wait to hear your brilliance.
Thank you, Mary. You're awesome. It's nice always hearing your brilliance, and everything that Mary says, I 100% back. You know, your list is your list. I always talk about social media. Social media is good. It is not something that we're going to throw away because it gives you a lot of validity. So if people are looking for you, they will validate you. You get SEO because of search and because of social media. It helps with your SEO, but you don't own that land. It's like building your whole business. So I'm not saying don't do it. I am saying do it, but it's like finding a plot of land and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna build my house here." You don't own it, and then what happens is you build it and they say, you know what, we don't like what you built here, and this is not your land, we're taking it back, right? So you got to be careful as to putting that information out there and letting that be your only area. So having a list of people's cell phone numbers, people keep their cell phone numbers next to them at all times. The cell phone is usually always within a reach. Right? You're reaching in the bed and it's like, oh, no, honey, I want my phone, right? They always want the phone, right? So let's talk about Google My Business. That's where I'm going to focus because I know that, and I want to know right now, do you have Google My Business set up for your business? If so, go ahead and type in yes in the chat window. If you have Google My Business, let me know if you have it set up already. If you have it, go ahead and type in yes, just to see where we are with the Google My Business, if you have it. All right. All right, good. So this is something I think we can help you on. This is, of course, Google My Business is a place where you set up your business online so people can find you in Facebook, right? And so that's a very big, important part. And a lot of people think it's something secondary to do. It is a primary thing to do because it helps with your SEO, and that's why I'm going to go here. So again, GMB or Google My Business, that's something that you need to set up, right? It is absolutely easy to do. So let's talk about what things you should do on Google My Business. And I'm going to share my screen. And I basically asked SCORE because I want to start over. I should have said I am representing SCORE Inland Empire. I am the district director of Orange County, San Bernardino Inland Empire area, San Diego, and Coachella Valley. And so but my passion, I also teach a UCR and I teach for my own marketing business. My passion is to help small businesses. And that's why I work with with SCORE. But in addition, my passion and like women like shopping and men like shopping, I love business. It's like my fun thing to do. Like this is fun for me and it's not even like work for me, right? So I asked for mentors in Inland Empire to have me look at their page because it's something that needs to go up and help. So I decided I'm going to take this project on, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this project and how it can actually help. So restaurants, of course, because they want that local SEO attraction to the business. This will give you a lot of traction to your business if you set up a Google. Yeah, if you have a restaurant, you have to have a Google My Business page. That is not an option for you, okay? So you will log on to your Google My Business page, and I'll show you how to set that up. And we'll look at what time is, but I want to talk about some things you should do. When you set it up, is very important. When you set it up, you're going to see here at first when you set up that you can actually do a couple of things. You can create social media posts. These should not be posts like, oh, fun things. This should directly relate to your business. Of course, it should be fun, but it should be directly related to your business. None of the personal things like political things, all that stuff. This should focus only on your business. Where your personal pages are one thing, this is another. So you can create a post. I'm going to click on it to show you what kind of post you could create. You could give a COVID update, which would be good. If you have an offer at your restaurant, why not, you guys? Why not put the offer there? And you can put the offer title, the start date, the end date. Wouldn't that be great? And of course, add videos, and video is king right now. It is the highest moving thing. It is the number one thing, which you talked about, reels. That is most important. You can also talk about what's new. All right. So you create a post just like you would in any other social media platform, but this is going to help you highly, and you should post all the time. You will see more engagement to your business by doing this. And of course, what's really interesting is you can have a button. You can have a book button to book reservations. You can order online. You can buy. You can learn more about the business, sign up, or even call now on this specific post that you're creating. So wouldn't you want this for your business? And Guido, if you're selling something, you got a special, this is a great way to put that special on, right? All right. So this is great for restaurants. I think it's awesome. But again, that buy now button, or order online, or, book a reservation, or learn more, or even sign up for, maybe have a Valentine's Day or Christmas special or Mother's Day special. You could get people to sign up or book their reservation online, right? Now, what's really important is when you set up your profile, that your profile is complete. All right. So a restaurant's going to look a little bit different than this here, but you can add your different service area, add your hours. This is going to help with your SEO directly. So you want to put all the different keywords you need to for your business in your business section. And this is really important because this description is going to show. So you want to think about the keywords that are important for your business so that people looking for your business can actually find it. So fill this information when you start your business as clearly and as completely as you can. Very important to do so. So again, the description is the main thing I want to point out here, and filling in all this information. There's another thing here, appointment links, where you can actually book now. So if you have some type of booking application that integrates with Google, then this is where you would put that link. So yes, I am recommending if you have any type of booking application that works with Google, this is where you put that link so that people can actually, and this button will show up, and let me show you an example of what that will look like. So as far as reserving a table, if you have something that integrates with Google My Business, they can reserve a table. And that helps you with that information there also. I'm gonna close that out. So again, when you first start your business, there is going to be an appointment link. That's where you want to do that. All right, good. My next thing is, so of course the description is important. Reservations, I talked about that. This is where you put your reservation link. And the next thing is, if you have an online menu, that's an awesome thing too, because 93% of people are going to look. Now, let me change my screen to here. So this is for Inland Empire's system that I'm going to be working on and improving, right? So you can see here that you guys have seen these all the time. When you look at do search results, you see this little thing on the side here. This is what Google My Business produces. So if you've seen this little thing here, Google has taken over the search feed. Of course, it's Google. It's their area. Most people use the search engine, right? So this little section here, if you don't have a Google My Business page, you're not going to have this representation. So you're going to make sure you have this representation on the side here. And that is going to be something free. Again, how much does it cost to set this up? Zero, zip, nothing to set up. And it's going to help you with search engine optimization. So this is where it's going to show. So again, you can see here that they can make appointments with Appointment Plus right here, right? All right. So the other thing that you'll see is if you have a restaurant, this is not a restaurant, but if you have a restaurant, there is going to be a section here where you can actually see here where the reservation system, I talked about if you have an integrated reservation system, this is how that's going to show when you actually have the restaurant integration. All right. Another thing is if you want to actually, again, since this score is not a restaurant and didn't get classified as a restaurant, you're not going to see the menu. This is where you would add menu items, and you could also show your website and point to your page on your website where your menu is. So again, you can actually do that. The reservation link, that's where it goes in. Now, all that would be under the info section. So if this was a restaurant, we would have those options. It is not categorized, and that's why it's not showing up under score. But it's the same as this one here. Let me bring it up again. When you hit info, you will have all these things that you could change, and you can add the menu, which is really cool, add menu items, but you can also point to your website menu URL. And then the reservation link is also what I showed you here also. And that would be, for the reservation would be, we called it appointment links because it's not a reservation for us. All right. So doing that is very important. The other thing, of course, is the photos. Photos are really important. Customers would be able to come here and put custom pictures. The owner will be able to also, and you could actually put, and you could classify the pictures, whether by customer, of course, by owner, 360 video, interior, exterior, and of course the restaurant is going to have different options here, right? So you can classify each picture that you place on there. And that, of course, for restaurants, pictures are important. You guys know, most of you will know that you have, and I'm gonna stop my sharing for 1 second here. Most of you guys know that when you go to a restaurant or you go to Yelp, I'm looking at the pictures. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm looking at the pictures first before I say, what is somebody else? You know what I used to have to do, which was really funny, is when I walked to the restaurant, I would walk and look, and I would look and scan all the food as I went by, right? And see, oh, what did that person order? And I asked the waitress, what did that person order, right? Right? Do you two know the Mary Bubble, right? Same thing, right? So I think the great thing to do is to have these pictures because we don't have to do them with the gawk at people's food. You know, I'm very friendly. So I'm like, hey, did you order that for me? I always mess with people like that, right? So I always have interaction with people in the restaurant. I never have meet a stranger, right? But with these pictures, we don't have to do that. And pictures are key to your business. So be willing and ready to take great appetizing pictures of your food because pictures and video are really important with what you're doing here. Now, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. I'm going to talk about posts because posts are really important. So let me go back again. And I'm going to click on posts. So when you go to business.google.com and you click on post, you're going to see your posts and they're going to be listed there. But here on the side here is where you can actually add a post. Kind of high in there, like you should know I'm here. Like I'm here. Okay, yes, we're going to click on it because now we know that it's there, right? So again, this is another way to come in and make posts. Remember, you have all these buttons again. So again, I was under another section to do that. I'll show you that again. But again, COVID updates are really important right now. And we hope that that goes away one day soon and we'll be back to normal. But until then, that might be something that people are interested in. But again, remember your offer here and what's new is here. And of course, if you have any events, you should actually post them. But do it richly with videos and photos. Videos are number one, by the way, especially in food right now. Number one. And of course, you can add the time here. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and intermingle them. And since we only have a couple of people, I don't even mind if you open up the mic and say, hey, Kat, and ask the question. I love the interactive training here, and that's pretty good. Another thing that I want to point out to you is that, and I think this is going to be very important for restaurants, is the question and answer session. That is really important, the question and answer session. So people can ask questions. So you can click on, and then you're able to, they have to sign into their Google account, and they're able to ask questions. This is really good. So what I recommend here, and I'm going to stop sharing here, is I recommend, it's just like FAQs. So develop you a list of FAQs or should ask questions, and pre-fill the questions in. So log on under your own profile and actually answer the question. So I'm sure that Alana and Guido, you probably think people should ask questions, especially with the home-based business. People might want to ask questions. You could think about what people are asked, just kind of jot them down as people ask. That's a good question I should put up on my Google My Business page. So log in and start pre-filling. Yes, Melvin. Yes, Mary.
Fine, Mobile Mary, I love it. So I'm actually looking here because, yeah, I totally agree. I always say that you need to make a list of questions that people happen to ask you, or you think people are thinking, because sometimes people are too embarrassed or too shy to ask. So you can actually create a series of FAQs. So like it could be question answering Thursday, right? And so you just pop in people sometimes ask us this question and then add your own, answer to that. But where on Google My Business can you put those FAQs? I was just looking for that.
Well, so what you want to do is, good question. What you want to do is let me share my screen. So what I did was, because it shows up, let me kind of minimize and go back here. Okay, so, oh no, I got to go back. Okay, let me go back. And, okay, so when you see this profile right here,
yeah,
this is where the outside people can ask the questions.
Okay.
So you want to log on under your profile, your personal profile,
okay,
and hit ask a question.
Okay, so you can answer it.
You want to pre-fill
This is yourself, and then go in it. Would you then answer it as the business from the inside?
Exactly right.
So where do you find those questions?
In the background. So let me go ahead and let me log on as one of my things here. And now that I'm logged in, I can actually show you the whole deal.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. So I'm going to say 2, 3, 4. Right. Maybe I should put a question mark there.
Yeah.
Okay, done. You could keep asking. You see, it lets you ask more questions, right? Awesome. So we have the questions there. So let me go ahead and get out of here, and let me recycle this in here, and it should show up here.
Oh, under messages.
It should show. It may take a little while. Shouldn't take too long though.
And we're so used to instant gratification.
I know. I don't see it yet.
Okay, but it should be under messages.
But when it comes up, I will show. Okay. I will show you. When I get it, I will show up.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that. Thank you.
No problem. When it comes up, I'll keep looking. When it comes up, I will get it.
But when you put in your own question to the outside person, they won't see who asked that question. It'll just be like a general question, or will it say it's coming from you?
They will see who asked the question. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. They will.
And that's okay.
They definitely will. And that's okay. I mean, you can. What you're doing is you're pre-putting in questions and answers, and they'll see who did it. And it's okay to do that. You can even have friends do it if you want to, but it's okay to pre-put in questions because people want to know those answers, right? No, it's not there yet. I'm still looking. It's not.
That's okay. We'll come back with where it is. It's all good.
Yeah,
that's good. So answer a question as a regular person, then go on the inside and under messages. Got it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And then you will have that. The Q&A section you can see is when people look for you, they'll see that information there. The other thing is reviews. Now, when I wrote some notes when I was talking, so I was thinking about your guys' businesses and how you could actually really benefit from that. So one thing I want to point out is video is really the most effective form. Is text. There's pictures. Video is the number one thing you can do now. It's the number one thing you do. So create the reels. And you can share the reels. And if you are, and I recommend, like if you're creating these reels, that you're sharing them across multiple platforms. I recommend also YouTube. The second most popular search engine is YouTube while we're talking about it. So when I talk about video, when people are searching for you, they're going to find you because you have all these things out here. YouTube, Google My Business, and you can think about other social media platforms, but these is where people are going to search and find you. So create those videos and don't forget to transcribe them and put them on your webpage, right? Transcribe them and so you can create little things on your webpage. Go ahead, Mary. Yes.
I was gonna say, because you we were talking about reels before, right? And how I love that Alana makes them natively and then natively puts them on each platform, which is great. Because YouTube just launched relatively shortly ago, Shorts, right? Kat, do you have any insight on Shorts, which is like the YouTube version of Reels? Everybody tries to copy each other.
You know how many people have copied off of TikTok? And we're talking about what's really happening is everybody's copying off TikTok. It's the same thing. It's just
and
a
before
different
Snapchat,
flavor.
all those other ones.
All of that.
But YouTube does do Shorts now, so you can put those on YouTube, and it doesn't hurt because we don't know where our audience likes to get their information. So that's why you kind of have to put them everywhere, because some people love YouTube, but they hate Instagram or whatever.
You know, that's right. But the best thing about that is that YouTube is the second highest search engine. So you're creating something there. And don't forget to, like I said, take that YouTube video, put it on your website. If you have a website, if you're maintaining a website, transcribe the video. That's going to give you more search engine optimization. So I have a question for you guys. What social media channels are you using? So I could tie some information in here. What social media channels are you actually using? Go ahead and type in and let me know. What social media channels are you using? Bada boom marketing. Hey, I like that. Big bada boom marketing. Okay, Brian, I like it.
Yeah, it's so clever. I love that.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Yelp, Nextdoor, Facebook. Okay, good. Awesome. Very good. Okay. You know, I think this is just me looking at, you know, where are your people is really important. Where are your people is where your post. Now, your people may be across multiple channels, like Alana's over TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Is that right? Now, when TikTok first came out, did you think, Alana, not one more channel? But TikTok is thriving, isn't it?
It's funny. I actually have a personal TikTok that is kind of a viral account at this point. And that's when I realized that I had to get my business on there. Not having the same response, which I'm okay with. I think that that's just a sign, as to your point, is where my customers are. But I like that it's creating a story, in the sense that people get to know me and my family. That's really what my account is. And we rep our brand. We talk about what we're doing all the time. But most of our followers are on Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, it's funny though. I feel like Facebook is going to be a forgotten thing pretty soon, because I feel like just the work, just like the detail and how you post and things is just not as tight as Instagram is. They're there, so I still give it both, but I feel like I just get way more ROI on Instagram right now.
And that's important. You got to know where your audience is, because I can't say, somebody say, should I do one or the other? You will know when you start posting where your audience is, and your audience may shift from one venue to the next. Remember, it was a time where Facebook was the thing, and then Instagram for food and exercise and fitness is a little bit more receptive to that area. And now TikTok is swarming, and I think there's going to be a huge shift. Now, for me, as far as the information I receive, I personally choose TikTok for food information. That's just my personal choice, but everybody's there, because if you're already like really inundated with Instagram, then you're going to be there. So what I think you should really do is figure it out. Now, I think you should also reverse engineer. I mean, look at what people are doing and learn from what people are doing in those venues, and follow your competitors and follow other people. Now, I think you should also think about nano influencers, other people's lists.
That is like a go forward plan of action the next couple of months. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that. If you don't know what nano influencers are, those influencers have 1,000 to 10,000 followers. They're easier and they're more affordable to connect to. So I believe in other people's lists or other people's social media. You need to connect with those people. So if you're in a food business, find somebody else who has some followers. Now think about this. It is really easy. Well, if I post something, people know me and they will listen to what I say, because I have a lot of authority with my friends and family. So we find a person who even has 1,000 followers, up to 10,000 people that are connected with them, they're more impactful. They're more impactful. I can tell you, I did a social media for a cruise that sold out in 2 days. So I took a whole crew of people on the social media. But for a year, we're promoting and doing things and getting things ready. When we got done with that cruise, because I was doing on a cell phone, not even this version of a cell phone. I am filming us leaving on the cruise, and people were drawing, typing sad tear faces. Oh my God, as we were leaving port. I wish I had got on this thing, right? Took off 7 days, came back 2 days after coming back. That thing was sold out. My
Oh,
customers said,
FOMO,
please
fear of
stop the
missing out.
marketing. So I said
It's
again?
real. I
Yes.
said it's FOMO, fear of missing out. You created FOMO, and people are like, oh,
Yes.
I want that. I don't want to miss out on something else. I love that.
Absolutely. And that thing was sold. And this customer said, stop marketing. I can't handle it. They couldn't catch up to 6 months later. That is no lie. They couldn't catch up with their reservations. They couldn't even handle what was happening to them, right? And I love that. I love when the customer says, stop marketing. Who says that, by the way, right? So again, that video was really important in getting them taken care of. So the thing is to use the videos and use them effectively that way. So influencer marketing, I reached out to influencers and I took them on the cruise with me. You do the same thing. I took several influencers, and all year long they were reaching out to their audience. And I want you to think about if you have a nano influencer and they only have 1,000. Let's just talk about that, because those are very effective. By the way, big corporations like Nike and businesses like that are reaching out to nano influencers because they don't cost as much as Kylie Jenner. That, not to mention they're reaching out to people like Megan Thee Stallion. They're doing that stuff, but they're getting the most bang for their buck by doing that. Now, me posting, I would compare my post to Carnival Cruises post and the other things, and this little thing we're outpacing shares and likes and comments because we had that influencer people. It was much more effective, the post I did there, right? So I want to say that you want to think. So I want you to, here's your action plan, because I just want to teach you something and show you something. Here's your action plan. I do want you to your thing is to start a Google My Business profile. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want you to identify at least 10 nano influencers and start communicating. The first thing is give, not take. Give me, got shot. Don't take. Don't take. Give me. You can say give me. No. Go ahead and share. Make sure that they are your brand and it's your name. How much time do I have, by the way? Anthony, I want to go over because I start talking and I would go.
So we have about 24 minutes, so I think you're good.
Okay, good, because I don't want to take too much time and I'm going to stop so Mary can sign off too. Because I will keep going. So you guys got to make sure. Look at me, Mary, like this. Shut your mouth. Okay. All right. But anyway, so here's your action plan. Identify 10 nano influencers that you want to connect with. Yes,
Pat, can you give some advice of how to find nano influencers that would be the best to reach out to? Because that might be a question someone asked.
Yes, absolutely. So as far as your nano influencers are concerned, again, there's 1 to 10,000 people. You want to look if you're a local business, then you want to look for people who locally are people of influence who can actually do this. People who have fallen from 1 to 10,000. You want to look for people who may have an audience you're interested in. Look at first of all immediately to the people you already are friends with. That's the first area you're going to look at, and look at their followers. Look at what they're posting. Make sure that their brand aligns with your brand. That's very important because you don't want to align with people who do not represent your brand. Now, what kind of things can this nano influencer do? You can tell them to come over and have some food. You can tell them you can actually get on their channel and do a live Facebook feed. They can get on your channel and guys, again, it's give and take, right? You can share information and stories. You could talk about their brand. I'm going to give it, for instance, if you are a wedding photographer, you may find a person who creates wedding dresses, right? And you talk about wedding photography in the channel, they talk about this in the channel, something that edifies and not just sell, but give useful, meaningful information. In this case, you want them eating your food, right? You want them eating your food. So maybe you're going to give them a plate of food, but guess what? That's not going to hurt you, right? A plate of food is not going to hurt you because they're going to talk about your brand. You also want to go on Instagram and find local people and TikTok, local people who are reviewing other businesses. On TikTok, there's a lot of, I know you've seen them, Alana. If you're on TikTok, you've seen people. There's one guy who goes around and looks at Riverside. Do a search on Riverside food. Do a search on Riverside food in all these channels. Find out who's doing food reviews. Do food reviews, Riverside, Inland Empire, wherever you are, by the way, wherever you are.
Exactly. So I did some screenshots earlier of those type of people that that's just their passion. They just want to go around and look for their foodies or something, find who they are and reach out and then be like, heck yeah, I'll come in and, eat your food. That's fantastic. And it's a small price to pay. Love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so now if you have 10 people reviewing your food, I mean, really, truly, I was coming back home and I really wanted to go, but I couldn't because I had things I had to get back here in town to do when I landed in an airport. But Lord, I wanted to go to this place in Long Beach and eat the food. But I just had to drive by with a tear in my eye, like, dang it, I can't go check that food out. But TikTok, I have a list of things that when I go to LA, I want to visit. So people do want to take these things and they save the videos on. How many times do you save the food video on your phone from TikTok if you're on TikTok? Many times, right? All the time, right? You want to be that person. You want to be what they're saving. And that's what's really important about that. So influencer marketing, that's your call to action plan. Make it easy to,
can I ask a question again on behalf of everyone else? So would you recommend that, of course, when an influencer, micro influencer, nano influencer, does do a video, then you download it and you could put it on your website, you could put it on YouTube, you could put it on a variety of whatever channel they're on, save it, right? So you can repurpose that?
Oh, I think any video, like I said earlier, that you need to post on your website and you need to, then I'm going to show you one more tool. You need to post it and transcribe it on your website, as I said earlier. Everything that you do, you need to transcribe and put on your website. So that gives you more SEO. Absolutely, SEO. Not only that, if you're creating alliances with your nano influencers, that gives them a shout out. And you want to be very grateful and shout out to the nano influencers who will help you also. So that's
and if someone doesn't know what SEO, it stands for search engine optimization, which just means you're telling all the little bots on Google that what they want to serve up when someone is looking for tapanadas or the best drink in town, right? So you're feeding all the little things, so that brings you higher up in your search engine.
Yeah, and so I'm going to share with you a couple of things that you can do to help you guys also, because a lot of people say, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. Well, here's some ideas. National Calendar Day. I don't know if you guys have, if you've seen this, type in yes or shake your head. It's good. If you've seen this, type in yes or shake your head so I can see where we are with this information. But if you've seen National Calendar Day, this is really important. Good. Yeah, Mobile Mary, yes. Okay, you guys are gonna love this right here. So if I go to year at a glance on here, it's nationalcalendarday.com. I'm gonna put it in the comment section right now. You'll love this as a foodie. I'm gonna give you 2 tools to help you with content, because a lot of times I don't know what to write. Right? Year at a glance. Okay, so I'm gonna go to what month are we in? Okay, I'm gonna go to March. Okay. And so here they tell you if there's any national calendar days. So if I go to days here, you might find something in your area to help you with. Okay, so here is National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. So if you have something in your recipe that calls for peanut butter, this is a great way to say, do a post for that, right? And you can hashtag and put the hashtag. So when you click on it, it tells you about the day, and then it tells you what the hashtag is for that day. Where is it at? And maybe some facts that you want to use, but it just helps you with that all together, right? And so a lot of information here, but again, every day they have something. Like this is March the 1st, so you can pick something. If it doesn't, if you're making sandwiches, it's National Cold Cuts Day, right? And you can celebrate the week up until that, and you can do a coupon or whatever to it. This gives you some ideas. So when I have my customers doing a calendar, I have them plan out their stuff in advance so they can do that. Yes, Mary.
Yeah, another cool thing about this is that when you do the recommended hashtag, right? So hashtag National Cold Cuts Day, it actually helps bring you up. Remember that SEO? It helps you bring you up to the top, because people So all of a sudden see, oh, it's National Cold Cuts Day. Okay, I'm gonna go, and it feeds them all the different posts that have that hashtag. So hashtags are kind of an index that when you look something up, everything comes up similar. So I encourage you. I love that you're sharing this idea because it's another way to be found very easily in the market.
Yeah, it helps with the indexing of this. So if I type in one of my thing is in food, it's a thing called slap your mama. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that. Food so good make you slap your mama. Has anybody heard of that before?
No,
Right?
that's hysterical.
Really? And well, if you go ahead and type in slap your mama, what yo, not your, it has to be proper. Yo, mama, you and you type in me, you'll find my apple pie recipe because it's in our culture. It's like it's so good, make you want to slap your mama, right? So if you look up that, you'll find all these foods that are good. By the way, that means the food is very good, right? So again, that's how I tell people to find my apple pie recipe. It's like
I just looked it up and I must have spelled this mama wrong. So is it SLAPYOMAMA?
If you do it in Facebook, but I did it in Facebook. So you have to
I was doing it on Google. Okay.
Sorry, yeah. So sorry. I should have clarified that. I did it in Facebook. But that helps me to find it because looking for that recipe would be really hard. But look inside of Facebook, you'll see that I put the brown sugar on the bottom, the butter, the crust on top of that, and then I put the pie filling. It is a ridiculous recipe, right? But it is very good, right? So anyway, look at those things. And now another thing I want to share. So this will help you with your content and planning. You found it, Mary? Yeah, this will help you with the content and planning your content ahead of time. So I recommend, as Mary said, that you plan your content, but this will let you know that they have some days and it just help you get, because after a while it's like, what am I going to post about? Don't know. Okay, so this is good. Another tool that I think can help you with content and because again, I'm saying post on Google My Business, and I'm saying use social media for validation so people know you're there. And of course, Yelp, I'm not going to mention Yelp because I think we know that you have to be on Yelp. I mean, that's a thing that you're going to do, right? All right. The other one that I'm going to share, and this is the last one, bam, pow, boom, keywordtool.io, right? And so you might find some things here that'll help you. So you can see here, I'm going to search under Google, right? So if I'm typing in apple pie, I'm just going to type in apple pie since I said apple pie. If I type in apple pie.
Making me hungry, by the way.
I know, it's so ridiculous, right? And I'm only drinking my tea here and I have to pretend it's apple pie now. That tea pie was so good. Okay, so I typed in apple pie. Now, this is the section I like. It usually pulls up keyword suggestions, right? And so this is, if you want to read, now there's other ways to find this information, but this is so easy for the person who is busy and doesn't want to go into keyword tool planner by Google. This will tell you what people are typing in. If you want to read the mind of what people are typing in on the computer as around your subject matter, this is what people are typing in, right? They're typing in apple pie moonshine, apple pie near me, apple pie Ontario. What does this tell you? What does this tell you? These are the keywords, some keywords you might need to put on your page, your web page. Your web page is your land. It is not the dirt that you build on somebody else's. Your web page is your land. And so you need to make sure that you have the right keywords on there. But importantly also are questions. These are the questions that people are asking. There's 130 questions. Some you might think to answer the question. Let me ask you guys a question. You have just tapped in the mind of what people are asking in your area. So what do? Create content. If you answer, that's 133 questions. If you answer just 52, that's one a week. Right? So answer the question. If you, and not only that, you know what 133 questions are apple pies vegan. You make empanadas, Guido?
Yes.
Oh, they're going to ask, are they vegan? And you're going to say, no. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know, right? But again, you know what people are asking, right? Are they good for you? You can ask, talk about the things you want to on here. If you find something that, again, you can type so many things in here. You know what they want on Google, what they're asking on YouTube is going to be different. You're going to get a different results for Google. And then if you're interested, if you do anything else, but again, YouTube and Google are what you're going to be really working with here. The thing is, content is king. Having content on Google Posts, having content on your website, that is really what's most important. What Mary talked about as far as growing your list is important, and being able to have your list. I will say, because we don't have so much time, that you need to think about your email list also, because emails live until people delete them. That's a whole big old bang of a subject that I probably won't be able to get into here, but it's really important. Google My Business will help people reach you. So create the post. If you haven't created Google My Business, that is whatever you all use Google. You all search on Google. You know that that's what you got to do. And I'm going to stop for questions.
Yes, thank you. I have a question. I don't know how I didn't know about the whole Google business thing. I feel like I was pretty good with most things, but I do not have one of those. That'll be the first thing I do today. But I have seen the little pop-up on the side from other businesses. Can you explain how Google chooses then what company will go there? How do I become that pop-up for like
careful
bartending search or wine and spirits something?
Be very careful, and that is make sure your profile is complete. Google's algorithm is very weird. It really depends upon how active you are, how much you put in, who else is out there, and how active they are, right? So you're competing with other people. If you have another person who really spends time on social media, you're probably not going to be there. If you don't use the right keywords are important in the description, and filling that information out and posting often and being active is very important. So to get there, you have to participate, and you have to play to pay. You have to be at a complete profile. Your address needs to be very accurate. And on your web page, how you display your website, there's a Google algorithm called Pigeon. And that Google algorithm works in the background and is pecking around like, did you type your address right here, here, here? So wherever you put there's on-page optimization where you type your address, should be the same way you type it in the Google My Business, should be the same way you type it on other locations like Yelp. Make sure it is consistent. Sweet is sweet, the right sweet. If it's a sweet, put the sweet there. Make sure it's always the right and exact same way, because that will affect you. Yes, Mobile, Mary.
What if you're a home-based business? Now, again, Guido has a home base, but he probably doesn't care because people come to pick up his food. But what if you're home-based business? Are you okay not putting your address in?
You can't. Well,
if nobody comes to your office,
do you use your address, Guido?
I do not. So I was just wondering, is that a bad thing? But because I have a home-based business, I don't want people to come to my home unless I invite them.
Yeah.
You have it? Well, so let me ask you a question. Mobile, Mary, you don't want people coming out, but you have an address you use, right?
Yeah.
For your business. Okay, so then you would use that address. But Guido, do people come to your house or no?
No. They call me when they put an order. I give you the address. Before I say in what area I am, but I don't want that the people came and knock my door because I have to prepare the empanadas, right? So I work with pre-orders.
Right. So if you don't want to have your address, this is not something you want to do unless you have another address you're using for your business front, like Mary does, right? So you might just, I do home-based business too, but I use a different address for my
I have a P.O. box that has a street address, so I could put that in then.
Street address, you have to have that P.O. box with a street address. That's the key.
Okay.
It has to be a street address.
I can put an area and not a specific address. Can I?
You have to have an address because they're going to verify your address. Google My Business will verify your address. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I guess the question is, do you have to, you don't have to put in an address. It's just, it wouldn't, if you're looking for local business, it wouldn't come up, right? Or are you saying that you have to have it or you'll send to the bottom?
They have to have something to send that information to.
Okay. But if you don't put an address in, will it affect your SEO on everything else?
You won't get it. You have to have, they have to send something to verify. They're not that people just no address. They have to have something to send that verification card to.
So it's important no matter what to have an address in there.
An address is exactly right. Exactly right.
And can I put an address to have the verification and the address maybe don't be public? or when you put an address, the address is public?
You can't specify that you don't want them to see the address.
Okay.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can specify that. But you have to have an address for them to send you the card with that verification code so you can set it up. So yes, you can say, I don't want my address seen. Yes, you can do that. That's something that a lot of people are doing now. Because of the home-based businesses. It was, at first it was not available, but that is available now. So let me show you, I'm just real quick, you guys, real quick to show you how easy it is. When you type in Google My Business, you can start creating a profile very easy. It walks you through each step of the info page I showed you guys earlier. So if you go to Google Business Profile Manager, you just have to have a Google account, log in with your Google account, and then go to Google My Business, or type in Google My business.google.com, create. I'm going to put that in the section now for you to do that. This is one of the most important things you could do for SEO to your business. And so that is the address right there, create. You put in a business name category, and then you follow the steps. It goes through all the steps in the info section. And if you set up a Google profile within minutes, you guys, within minutes. It's less, probably an hour, because, you know, the dog is barking, you have to stop or something. It's very brief. Just maintain it. Give yourself time every week to maintain it. And I'll stop there because I could keep going on.
I have one last question that I think would help them, is reviews. So you can actually give a Google review link out. A lot of times we'll like set up something where for a while I'll ask for Facebook reviews, then I'll ask for this. But Google reviews is excellent, right? Because that's search. Is there any suggestions on that?
Yes, let me go back to this one here. Okay, so let me go to post. Well, that's what I was going to say, and I have on here. That was my last little item here, you guys. I was going to say to Guido, because he does a home-based business. Vistaprint, you could print business cards on Vistaprint or something like that for like $20-something, you guys. It's like dirt cheap, right? And you can put like maybe a QR code where you can leave a review to your Google business page. So a lot of people are doing it now. Like when you leave their business, my dentist does it, where you can actually say, ask for the review. So he texts, by the way, now mobile, you could tie into this, Mary, right? Texting and saying, give me a review is really important. And of course I gave him a review because I love my dentist. I love them dearly, right? They're just, I have a fear, and they're so kind and they make me feel so comfortable. And they gave such great service. So they asked for that review afterwards. So texting to ask the person review is very effective. And I'm going to tie into that. Another way is to actually put something in there that says, go ahead and give me the review, and link right to your profile. Exactly. So I think it's very important to ask for that review, and people will give it. If you have great food, you get it more than, but you could print 1,000 cards for $20-something. Mary?
I love it. Yeah. In fact, what I was going to say is that's something you guys are going to get from me tomorrow, 24 hours after you opt in. You're actually going to get a little link to ask what you thought of my talk today. And it goes right to my Facebook page, because that's where I've chosen to do that. So the same thing, you can set up what we call it sequencing, and you can do that in email. You can do it in text marketing. We call it text funnels. But it's important to make your business as automated as possible. So, because you are working in your business right now, you're growing that business. You don't want to have anything that you have to continue to do over and over again. So automate as much as possible to make your life easier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But reviews and food is the most one. I'm sorry, I'm even for it was number 6 on my thing and couldn't read my little scribble here. So it's very important to make sure you do that, you guys. Reviews are important because that will help you to be seen. Alana, you asked one thing that help you see more when people start reviewing you more. So I believe in texting because everybody has their phone. That's a great way to do it. Also include, it doesn't cost that much to put a little card in there and prompt people to do it. Make sure they remind them. It's just important.
And that could be your CTA, right? Your call to action is that number one thing is give us a review, because people do appreciate when they see their friends reviewing something. They give it more credibility. when they know somebody who's reviewed.
You know how Yelp, though, can somehow track if you text a link for someone to do a review and then they will like ban that? Have you guys had that happen or heard of that before? There's been a situation where like I guess they can check if you're like soliciting the reviews versus them happening organically. Is that a thing with Google? Because I know like you're not supposed to be like, here's my Yelp link to give us a review. I don't know if Yelp loves that.
Yelp, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Yelp. They're being sued for extortion in 50 states
There you go.
because they will basically say for $500 a month, we'll push all your negative reviews down, and that's wrong. So I would stay away. I know you have to have a presence, as Kat said, on Yelp, but every time they ask you for, just say no, thank you. You know, because they make plenty of money.
And we
But
don't
I don't. If they do that stuff, it's because they do things underhandedly. But no, Google, I don't think, and Google, Facebook, they won't
Okay.
penalize you.
okay.
Don't pay. I
Might be
don't
like,
pay.
literally, here's my link, text it to like okay, so we also operate currently as a mobile bartending business.
Oh,
And
cool.
we're opening up a brick and mortar location, like to get our liquor license, all the things. So one of the things that we always try to figure out is like how's the best way to give that call to action, like a text or follow-up email, but to put like that QR code or a Google link, you're saying shouldn't have a negative impact, like Yelp.
No,
Perfect.
not that I'm gonna say, and I've never heard of that. And I'm gonna tie into what she's saying. I really believe texts have a 98% open rate and a 45% response rate. So I truly believe in that. So if you're gonna do that, I think it's great. You know, I absolutely believe in what she's talking about. And I'm a social media marketer trainer. I believe that is for visibility. Even I've trained all the years that I always believe that is one of the marketing channels. It is not the only way, but you cannot avoid it. I will say that too. You cannot avoid it. The email marketing is a whole other subject that maybe Corona give us another time to talk about. But email marketing is important because it lasts longer. It's in the inbox and people have to actually clear. And you can do drip marketing where you can actually say, okay, if this happens, then do this, then this happens. If they click on this link, do that. So you could do different
Sequences. Yeah.
sequences. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, again, it's all about the marketing. And there used to be an adage, person who dies with most toys wins. Now it's the person who dies to the biggest list wins.
list
So
is
just
important.
build that list. So when you go to sell your business, no matter what list it is, mobile, email, whatever, you want to be able to say, hey, it's worth another $50,000 because I have 10,000 active buyers who I send out a text and we get sold out, or like they say, stop marketing, which is the best thing, right?
I just did a collaboration with a big entity. Guys, I taught other people's lists. I just did a collaboration. This is another one besides the cruise one. I just did a collaboration these past 2 years with an entity where out of 250 locations, our list building strategy, because the collaboration I made with this entity, out of 250 locations, we provided 1/3 of the customers going through because of the email marketing list.
That's fantastic.
So when you get the right collaborations and the right connections, your list building strategy. And again, out of 250 locations, we provided 1/3 of the services provided.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so your list is very important.
Well, we're right at 9:30. Is there any other questions that you guys have? Because Kat and I could just talk all day. There's so much fun stuff to share. We just get excited about it.
Together, Mary? Oh my God.
We like whip each other into a frenzy, right? Anthony, is there anything else that you want us to cover?
No, I think you guys did perfectly. Yeah, really great information. So just wanted to ask one more time if there is any questions at all.
We put the links in the chat too, so you can go and build that Google My Business and also the keywords. I think that's awesome.
Hope you guys had much success on your list building strategies and Google My Business. Go out there and do that Google My Business. Post.
And if you're interested in the Academy, if you have any questions on that, again, it's Another Brilliant Idea /Academy. It's kind of a hidden gem on our website. Just let me know. Kat, why don't you put your email into the chat so people can respond to you?
All right, well, they are doing that. I just wanted to thank you all for attending, and thank you also to our guest speakers, Kat and Mary. I think you guys did an awesome job, shared wonderful information, so thank you so much for joining us. And I also wanted to thank the City of Corona for helping us put this on. They are excellent partners, so we are definitely very happy that they partner with us and get this information out there to you guys. So with that, I wanted to just say thank you again. Hope you all got something, took away something from the seminar in this ever-changing social media world. So thank you everyone again for joining us this morning.
Before they go, can they save the chat? Does everybody know how to save the chat before you go? There's a way to save that chat. So you won't, because once it's over, you can't save it.
You can just, I always just drag up, but do you have another trick, Kat?
Yes, if you go to the chat on the right-hand side, there's 3 dots.
Oh, there you go.
Click on those 3 dots on the right-hand side, and it should say Save Chat. Click on that, but then you have another thing that pops up that says Show in Folder. Open that folder so you don't have to go find it later. And now you have the chat right there for you. So again, on the right, 3 dots, click on it, choose Save Chat. There's going to be a little blue in the right-hand side, Show in Folder. Open that window up, because looking for that later is not fun. And now you have the chat open, and you don't have to worry about copy pasting. This right there for you.
All right, you guys, go make it a fantastic week and march forward into March, starting tomorrow. March forward and be blessed, for sure.
Nice meeting all of you.
Thank you guys.
Oh, wait, we should, okay. I say before we jump off, we should take a picture, but there's not that many of us on. Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture. Everybody want to smile? Okay, everybody smile because you're so cute. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Awesome. Oh, wait, she just came on. Hold on. We'll do it again. Tammy had to jump on. All right, Bobby can't jump on. Okay, Stephanie, smile. Just kidding, that's your picture. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, awesome. We're adorable. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. You're going to rock this. We're very proud of you for showing up, and just be bold. And again, march into the next month with confidence.